Hey guys, Todd here again with HobbyLink Japan, and it is time to take a look at another new kit. Today is not going to be a Gunpla kit, however, this is a Evangelion kit from Kotobukiya. Now, it doesn't look like any Evangelion mobile suit, and that's because this is what they call a vertical takeoff and landing aircraft, or YAGR-N101, I guess, is the model number for this particular craft here. So previously, if you've been watching a number of reviews on this channel, I have taken a look at a number of different ships, mostly from video game stuff. I did Ace Combat aircraft not too long ago, and there was Gradius. I think I did a Gradius, and there was a Vic Viper I did not too long ago. So I tend to like building these kind of sci-fi-ish game-based or anime-based type of sci-fi aircraft, not just like mobile suits like the Gundam, but I actually do really appreciate these actual aircraft stuff. So they're always fun to take a look at. So this aircraft here, not really aircraft, yeah, I guess it is an aircraft. It's kind of like a combination of what a helicopter would be and the V-22 Osprey. If you were familiar with the military aircraft, there's that current craft that's in use by the Marine Corps and the Navy at the moment, and it's got the tilt rotor design where it's got those really large propeller blades that when the aircraft is in flight, then the wings and the blades tilt forward to propel the aircraft forward. However, when the aircraft wants to take off, those rotors and the wings tilt up, because the blades on that aircraft are really long. So if it were to try to land normally with the blades in the down position, they would smack into the ground. So yeah, also it needs those larger blades for when it does convert into like a helicopter mode, and then it is able to take off and land vertically. So basically that's the same principle that this craft is based off of. However, it trades those giant rotor blades on the V-22 instead for these kind of cool looking jets on the side here. So right now I have this craft positioned with the jets in the up position. So this would be, because you can see also the landing gear is extended, so this would be as if the aircraft is trying to currently take off or land. However, if this craft were to go into flight mode, then you can change these to also be positioned forward like so. Let me go ahead and grab this here, and I'll take it off the stand. So these wings here on the side, they are able to rotate around. You can put them in any direction you would like, so you can have them pointed forward, so it's an actual flight mode. You can do it for both sides there, so that actually looks quite cool. There you go, now it's more in a flight mode. And let's take a look at the peg underneath these wings. So this peg is just a simple, real large one peg type of thing, and here's the back side of one of these wings if you were so curious as to what they look like. So yeah, it just sits nicely on there. It's a pretty nice snug fit. So actually, in terms of articulation, that's pretty much going to be it for this kit too. The only thing you can really do is rotate these wings up and down. So let me go ahead and put these back in the up position. Also, when I have them in the up position, that gives you a better, kind of more view of the whole aircraft, because it kind of blocks the side view when they are down. So I took it off the stand now, so there's one more thing I wanted to talk about here. Let me rotate it upside down here so you can tell something is missing here. Now, if you want to plug this kit into a display stand, then you will have to remove this. But if you don't want to use the display stand, there's actually a third wheel that is supposed to be plugged into the bottom there. So this is going to be all of the landing gear for this aircraft. And let me go ahead and put this back down onto the displayed stand there. Let's rotate the camera down so you can see. So it is able to just sit there on its wheels if you would like to have it in this position, not using the display stand at all. Actually, that display stand I was using just now, that is not the display stand that comes included with this kit. This is a promotional thing from Bandai we got a long time ago, which I use for reviews because I like how it's nice and short, so that means I don't have to use the camera in a really tall position. But this kit also does come with its own display stand. Let me bring it into view here so that you can see, and it's got that cool Evangelion logo with all the Japanese written on there, and it looks quite cool. It's a pretty nifty stand. Now this stand, unlike the Bandai stands, this one is going to have screws here on each pivot there, so when you want to tighten it up and make sure they don't bend forward, you're going to need to use a tiny Phillips head screwdriver to tighten those things down. And if you ever want to move them around, remember to loosen up those screws before you do, otherwise it might be quite easy to break one of these joints. So that is something you do want to be sure to take care of when you are using the display stand for this kit. Alright, so now also speaking about the landing gear for this kit, this is another one of the options that you have for this kit. Right now I have the landing gear in the down position. Now this kit comes with that display stand, so if you wanted to display it while it is flying, maybe with the wings forward as well, or even if you have those, I'll keep calling them wings, if you have them in the up position like it is landing, or even if it's just hovering, maybe it's doing an attack and it just has those wings in the up position because it's doing hovering while it's shooting at something, then the landing gear is not always going to be in the deployed position down here. So one thing that Kotobukiya has included with this kit are these extra pieces here. So if you wanted to, let me see if I can do it here. This is quite an easy task to just pull off the landing gear because they're kind of assembled into one neat little unit there. So you can pull that off, then you can pop this on like so, and that's all you have to do. Then you can put one on the other side. Let's go ahead and change them all out. What do you say? So convert this kit into flight mode, and then there's also a cover here for the back wheel. So we're going to plug this back in. So that's what it looks like when they are all positioned in the up position if you want to have this thing in flight mode. Now if you're going to have it in flight mode, however, unfortunately there's no easy tab to be able to pull this back part off. It's quite flush with the craft. There we go, I got that off. So if you're going to have this in flight mode, then you might want to leave that last cover off so you can be able to position it back up there on the flight stand. So let me go ahead and position this back in the up position so we can actually see the craft. Now I've built this craft. This is exactly how it would look with all the parts just completely as they were out of the box. So pretty much 98% of this kit is just molded in that gray color. Now this kit is a snap together kit, so there was no glue needed at all to build this kit, and it was really a fast build. The entire build took me less than 30 minutes even, I think, because there's really not a whole lot of parts to this thing. It's just, I think it was a total of 4 main runners plus the extra tiny little runners for the color parts, and we'll talk about the color parts in a second. So not a whole lot to this kit. And actually this is one of those kits where I just looked at the manual and I just thought, wow, that's all there is to this kit, and I just cut all of the parts off the runner at the very beginning without trying to remove them from the runner as I'm going along following the instruction, because I mean you can really just easily tell which part is going to be for which. So it's one of those nice kits where you can just remove all the parts at once from the runners and then clean up all the nubs and then just assemble it at the end. I kind of like when you can do that because it feels like it makes it a lot easier for me when I can just remove all the parts at once and not be confused about where they go afterwards. But in addition to these gray parts here, now I have it equipped here with these clear orange parts for the canopy and for this lower, I guess that would also be a canopy down there on the chin for, I don't know, maybe a gunner sits in that lower position. I'm not sure, I've never seen this anime to be honest. But it comes with these clear orange pieces. However, if you do not want to use the clear orange pieces, this kit also does come with just straight up clear pieces for those canopy windows. So if you were the type of person that would prefer to maybe use a clear type of paint and color the canopies yourself, or if for some reason you just really want to use the clear, then these clear canopies are also included in the box for you. So it's nice. It's always nice to have options. Options are wonderful. Options are great. All right, now let's take a look at one of One of the really key features for this kit, I feel, it was a really simple build. However, I think this kit does a pretty excellent job in terms of the surface details on the kit. And let me pull it a bit closer to the camera here so you can get a better view of what I am talking about here. Now, it might be hard for this to pick up on camera because of the lighting and because of the gray, but I'll try to make sure to get it in the reflections there so you can see it a bit more easily. But there are quite a number of panel lines running through this kit here. And not only do we have the individual panel lines scribed, now, so these are scribed, they're not raised panel lines, and we also have rivet marks around those panel lines too, so that really gives it a nice kind of extra detailed feature there with these scribed panel lines as well as the rivets there for the panel lines. And you got a number of different panels going through here, so you can see maybe there'd be a little access panel for repair here on the tail boom. So they did a pretty good job, I feel, of putting the little extra details all throughout the body of this craft. So that is quite nice to see. So as I also mentioned earlier, that I just built this straight as it comes out of the box without painting it or doing anything special to the kit. If you do want to go ahead and paint this kit, being that this is a Kotobukiya kit, they're quite nice to usually include these with their kits, unlike Bandai Hobby, for the Gundam at least. But yeah, this kit comes with a full set of, now I haven't removed it from the plastic sheet, I think you can still see it well enough even though it is on the inside there. But yeah, it comes with a nice full set of water slide decals, or decals, depending on how you want to pronounce that. So they look quite nice, and it'll look really, really nice if you do want to paint this kit and weather it and put all of those details on there. Now you'll notice in the corner, I had something I haven't mentioned yet about this kit. This kit is a 1/100 scale kit, so that would mean this ship is going to be in the same scale as a Master Grade Gundam or the RE100 series, so those are all 100 scale. Now, however, I do have to say, being that this is more of an aircraft type of thing, I really do have to say I wish they might have done this in 1/72nd scale instead of 1/100 scale. So 1/72nd scale, it would just be a little bit bigger. And then also it would be in the same scale as really a lot of aircraft kits. One of the main scales for aircraft modelers is 1/72nd. So if this was in 1/72nd, then that would kind of open this up to be, you could make a diorama using a lot of pieces intended for aircraft diorama type stuff, and there'd be a lot more kind of fun stuff that you can do with that, I just think. So 1/100 scale, there's not a whole lot of other stuff out there that is 1/100 scale, but it is what it is, and it's still a really nicely detailed kit for 1/100 scale. Alright, so I did mention about the option of painting this kit, which is not something I did. However, let's take a look. So we have the instruction manual here for this kit. Now here you can see a graphic design representation of what this kit would look like if you were to do a nice paint and do some weathering on it there. Lots of, because you got those panel lines on there with the rivets, if you were to just take some same type of things you would use to weather your Gundam kits, and you could really get these details, all the panel lines plus the rivets, they would really pop out and it would look quite nice. So on the inside here, so on the left side here, we've got some more artistic views of the craft, and on the top of the other page here's actually some still shots from the anime series showing this craft in that series there. And then down below that we have some actual painted sample of this kit. So this is what it would look like if you actually wanted to go ahead and paint it yourself into these colors with the weathering there for those panel lines. It looks quite nice, so that option is yours if you want to go really crazy building and painting this kit. So yeah, if you were a fan of Evangelion, or if you just are like me and you're just interested in these kind of odd sci-fi type of spacecraft, then this is going to be something that is really right up your alley and something that you would probably want to take a look at. So it was a really simple build and it's nicely detailed. And I have to say, this is definitely a very unique looking aircraft. So if you're into any of that, then definitely be sure to get your order in for one of these, because this is Kotobukiya. They do have a tendency, once they're out of stock, who knows when the next kind of reissue would be. So be sure to get your orders in as soon as possible, even if you're kind of remotely interested at all in this kit. All right, so I think that's pretty much going to do it for this look at the 1/100 scale vertical takeoff and landing aircraft. This was from the Evangelion 3.0. You Can Not Redo, I guess, is the title of the anime that this was in. So thank you very much for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button below if you have not already. Hope you're all doing well out there, taking care, and have a great day.